To celebrate the release of Spider Noir on Amazon Prime, this week we are taking a look at Spider-Man Noir Hard-Boiled Origins. Join me as we explore this variant of Peter Parker in this dark, grisly New York, as he faces off against some familiar villains with a sinister twist. We're pairing it this week with a beer that is dark, mysterious, sophisticated, and a bit of a strong one, to be honest. Welcome to Craft Beer Comics. Welcome back, web slingers, wise guys, and whiskey barrel stout drinkers, to another episode of Craft Beer Comics. I'm your host Harry, and this week we are exploring one of my favourite comics ever. It's Spider-Man Noir. Spider Noir, starring Nicolas Cage, was released on Amazon Prime this week. It is an 8-episode series focused on, weirdly, Ben Reilly and not Peter Parker. So if you've never heard of Spider-Man Noir before, here's a version of Peter Parker who is growing up in a very grisly version of New York based in the Great Depression, and things are a little bit different, to say the least. This Peter Parker we meet is, to be honest, not opposed to getting a little bit brutal. He's not your friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man that you're familiar with. He's dark, he's grisly, he's depressed. I think they all are. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful comic. I'm a big fan of detective novels, so this setting mixed with Spider-Man, for me, it just works. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just amazing. Spider-Man Noir has always been my favourite Spider-Man ever since I was a kid, but I never actually read the comics until about 2 years ago. Because it was a case of it was printed, I think, in the early 2000s, and then went out of print fairly quickly. And you could get them on eBay, but they cost you like triple the price to buy them. So I never did. And then they reprinted it kind of randomly a couple of years back. I was hoping they'd reprint it when the Spider-Verse films came out, but I don't think they did. I think they printed it slightly after that. So obviously I had it on pre-order immediately. And yeah, it lived up to the hype and more. So I am reading the Hard-Boiled Origins version of this, which includes Spider-Man Noir issues 1 to 4, Spider-Man Noir Eyes Without a Face 1 to 4, Edge of Spider-Verse issue 1, Spider-Geddon Spider-Man Noir video comic, and material from Spider-Verse Team Up issue 1. This is written by David Hine, Fabrice Sobolski, and Roger Stern. And illustrated by, oh god, the names get worse, Carmine Giando Menico, Richard Izanove, Bob McLeod, and Paco Diaz. And here is the description for it. In the dark days of the Great Depression, young reporter Peter Parker finds himself forever changed by a spider's bite, and resolves to take on crime and corruption as the urban vigilante called Spider-Man. And there's no shortage of foes, from gangland bosses to Goblin and Crime Master, to pulp era twists on familiar faces like Kraken, Chameleon, Doc Ock, and more. But will the seductive Felicia Hardy prove friend or foe? Plus, Spider-Man Noir enters the Spider-Verse via an encounter with Mysterio and shares a spectacular team-up with a 6-armed Spidey. So, yeah, let's just get straight into it, to be honest. This comic is brutal compared to your mainline Spider-Man. Like I said at the start in the little intro there, your typical Spider-Man, mainline, Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, you know, the classics. Very light, very friendly, very down-to-earth, easy to read. It's got a very specific audience. And Spider-Man Noir also has a very specific audience. And it's if you adore Amazing Spider-Man and mainline Spider-Man, reading this one might be a bit of a shocker to you. Because it's effectively a completely different character. I feel like some of the Spider-Man variants are... It's pretty much just Peter Parker, but he's wearing a different costume. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing too fantastical, but this is completely different. Number one, Uncle Ben is dead in this. However, he isn't shot by a mugger or whatever it is in mainline Spider-Man. He's fucking eaten alive by the Vulture. It's brutal. It's brutal. The Pacing of this comic is excellent. I think the bonus of Spider-Man Noir is you don't need all the let's explore the backstory, let's explain who he is, let's go really in depth into that, because pure essence of the comic is it is Spider-Man. That's sort of bottom of the barrel. You fill up the barrel with Ben Parker's been eaten by the Vulture whilst alive. Spider-Man has a gun. He lives in this brutal era in American history. There's a lot more emphasis on this like a spider totem thing going on. I don't know a great deal about it, but it's great. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the original Spider-Man Noir 1 to 4, and then I'll go over Spider-Man Noir Eyes Without a Face. So the original 1 to 4 is actually kind of like surprisingly long, which is always pleasant. For 4 issues, pretty good. It sets everything up. You meet all the characters. You meet Green Goblin. Who else do you meet? You obviously meet the Vulture. That's pretty gnarly. I feel like there's Craven. You meet Felicia Hardy. It's very clearly like a detective noir gangster story, but Spider-Man is there, which is always the way it should be, I think, with superhero stuff, whether that's films or the comic books or even games to a degree. I feel like the movies, especially, where the story is, XYZ is a superhero, that's it, full stop. They are the worst. The stories where it's like let's say Ant-Man, for example, that is a heist film, but there's a superhero element to the heist film. You've made a good heist film and added in a couple of superhero bits to make it a superhero film. Captain America 2, Winter Soldier, that is like an espionage spy James Bond-esque type film, but Captain America's there, and it just works. It's a great movie. Other comic examples would be Mr. Miracle by Tom King, an exploration into mental health and marriage to a degree and responsibility. It's all about that sort of thing, but Mr. Miracle's there, and you're seeing it through Mr. Miracle's life and his eyes. So yeah, going back to my original point, it's a detective noir. It's not anything silly. It's called Spider-Man Noir, and you're gonna get Spider-Man Noir. And the highlight for me is the artwork. This is usually in my reviews so far, I've really sort of clung on to the writing, especially, and not given a huge amount of time to the art. However, the art in Spider-Man Noir is it's perfect. It is perfect. I wouldn't change anything about it. Not at all. It's incredible. It's stylized. It's simple. The coloring they've done is impeccable, especially on scenes with gore. The blood splatter effects look fantastic. The sort of moment that Peter Parker gets bitten by the spider and starts transforming into Spider-Man is incredible. The scenes where like Green Goblin's face is kind of melting off, amazing. It's fantastic. And like something I found really interesting in this is he's obviously got his Spidey sense thing, but I feel like it works slightly differently in this. In Spider-Man Noir, he sort of gets his Spidey sense when there's a clue to be had. It's not necessarily like you're in danger, do a backflip. And I like that to this Spider-Man. It fits more. Yeah, just Spider-Man 1 to 4 it's so good. It's so good. There's twists, there's turns. There's a lot of comic books you can kind of predict where it's going, but this one, whilst it's sort of like, good guy's going to win, bad guy's going to lose sort of thing, it's not quite that clear cut. which is cool, which is really cool. And then at the end of 1 to 4 of the original Spider-Man Noir, you get like a little newspaper cutting that shows a headline saying Hitler's Nazis gain power, and then one next to it that's smaller says celebrated biologist Dr. Otto Octavius joined a group of leading scientists on the research ship the Atlantis. So you get a little bit of a tease, a little bit of a setup there. It's very, very good, that by itself. And then obviously in this edition, it goes straight into Spider-Man Noir Eyes Without a Face, which is, I believe, the same artist as original Spider-Man 1 to 4. Yes, it looks like it is. This is equally as good, to be honest. It's different. You meet Doc Ock, which is a very, very different version to the one we all know and love in the main timeline. There's a lot of themes of racism in this one. There's heavy influence on the Nazi Party, because I suppose it's that era, and I guess it would be kind of hard to do a story about that without including that part of history, especially when it fits with the story you're trying to tell. And it does. It's not like it doesn't come across at all like it's a cheap sort of, oh, we're going to be edgy and talk about Nazis. It works. It fits with what they're doing. And yeah, the same with the themes of racism. It all fits together. Yeah, it's very good. The characters you met in Spider-Man Noir 1 to 4, the original one, some of them are back. You got some new faces. You see Sandman. Black Cat is back, and she's kind of gotten all. She gets a bit mucked up, is all I'm going to say. It's very good. I would recommend this one equally as much. The scenes with Spider-Man fighting Doc Ock, excellent. You meet Robbie Robertson, and he's like Peter Parker's mate, and he gets all caught up in it, and it's very sad. It pulls on your heartstrings a little bit. It's great, which is what I mean. A comic book should do that. It should pull on your heartstrings, and this one excels. Yeah, my only wish is that we'd kind of got more of the team that had done the art, the colouring, and the writing for Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Man Noir Without Eyes Without a Face, because it's great. It just works so well together. Marvel really struck gold with this one. And then the sort of last quarter of this book, I could take or leave. It's Spider-Verse, isn't it? It is what it is. It's nice to have a Spider-Man Noir story, and this one includes like a Great Depression version of Mysterio. It's fine. It's not, sounds harsh. I don't think it's anything special. And I find it kind of odd that they've included Spider-Geddon, Edge of the Spider-Verse 1, because it's literally just one issue. And I feel like they've included it just to flesh it out and be like, oh, this edition is bigger than a previous edition. But it doesn't add anything. And like, I guess they're just teasers for like, oh, read this first issue. If you like it, you're going to have to go out and buy the whole volume of it. But it's fine. It's okay. It's cool to see Mysterio. He's my favourite Spider-Man villain. So that was cool. And then you get Spider-Verse Team Up issue 1. And this one feels more like classic Spider-Man, I guess. It's not as dark. It's kind of goofy. It's all just having fun. Everyone saves the day. There's not like a huge amount of threat or anything. It's fine. It's fine. And then the last one in this volume is Spider-Geddon, Spider-Man Noir video comic. Number 1, I have no idea what a video comic is. I have never heard of it, and I'm reading through it, and it's it's just a comic. I'm not sure what's video about it, to be quite honest. But this one feels more like a continuation of the original Spider-Man Noir comics. Because, spoiler, end of Eyes Without a Face, Felicia Hardy's face gets all cut up by, I think it's like her boyfriend or something. And she is back in this now, equipped as Black Cat, White Cat. She's equipped now as the White Widow, which I'm not sure why they've changed that aspect of it, because Black Cat still would have worked, to be honest. But because she's got a full white costume, but she's still got like a cat icon on her outfit. But then calling herself the White Widow, I don't quite get it. But it's clearly a continuation. You meet the Shocker, which is cool. His design is great. The Shocker's design's very, very simple anyway. But this like little Great Depression twist where he's a bit more tankier. He's got like plates buckled all over him and that. It's cool. It's cool. It's really cool. I like it. It's a nice little team up. There's not a lot to this issue, to be quite honest. It's fine. It's fine. And then Spider-Man UK, or no, just Spider UK shows up at the end, and Spider-Man Noir goes off with him. And then you get some variant covers. And the variant covers for Spider-Man Noir are sick. They are excellent. If I could have them as posters, I absolutely would. They're all black and white with like tints of red or tints of a very pale yellow. They're sick. They're really cool. And same for Eyes Without a Face. They're cool too. Edge of Spider-Verse only has one variant comic, and it's alright. It's fine. Spider-Verse Team Up issue 1 has one variant in this, which is the style is really, really cool, but it's just 5 spider fellas swinging about on a yellow background. It's cool. It's fine. And then you get some character designs at the back, which are nice. They're really cool to see. It's interesting to see that they were originally going to go still with like a red and very, very dark blue/brown look for him, but they obviously changed their mind and went for the black, which is cool. It's cool. I like these little touches in the back of volumes like this. It's pretty good. Spider-Man Noir 1-4 and Spider-Man Noir Eyes Without a Face 1-4. I'm going to group those together because they're kind of just a continuation of each other. It's all the same stuff. I'm going to give it a 9. I'm going to give it a 9. It's really, really, really good, especially if you like Detective Noir and the noir setting. It's great. The rest of the issues in this edition, I'm just going to get a 5. They all get a 5. So that's Spider-Geddon, the video comic, Edge of the Spider-Verse, and Spider-Verse Team Up. Yeah, it's 5. They're fine. They're fun. Not a lot to them. You get a bit more sort of you get a bit more of a look into the Spider-Man Noir universe and the different villains and how they look and how it works, which is great. Always a fan of that. But yeah, main Spider-Man Noir, a 9. Spin-offs, a 5. Now, let's move on to the beer. So, we're doing something a little bit different today. We are actually going to be trying this live on the episode. Today, we have Gravediggers Biscuits Espresso Martini Stout from Turning Point Brew Co. This is 8.4%, and here is the description for it. A sophisticated cocktail of coffee and vanilla, wrapped up in a big boozy stout. Notes of coffee liqueur, burnt sugar, molasses. Serve in a martini glass for maximum pomposity. Allergens for this one are barley, wheat, and lactose. This actually unusually has pretty much the whole list of ingredients. Usually they don't. A lot of them just kind of have like ingredients, water, barley, hops, and that's it. But this one gives you a lot more, and it actually contains coffee, vanilla, sugar, and then obviously, the hops and water. It's unusual to see actual coffee and vanilla in a beer. Usually I think they just kind of get away with it through flavourings and stuff. So it's really, really cool that they've actually included proper coffee. Oh God, I'm looking forward to this one. It's quite a hefty can. It's 440 millilitres, but it feels like a dense drink. I know that sounds weird, but if you're an avid craft beer drinker, I think you'll know what I mean. The label for this is insanely cool. You've got a Grim Reaper fella sat on a rock having a coffee with loads of like tombstones and that in the background, but it's almost like a cosmic, horror-y setting behind him, like greens and yellows and everything else. It's an awesome can. It's really, really smart. And if I was someone who collected these cans, this would be going on my can wall. This is exciting. This is really exciting. Here we go. Cracking it open now. God, please don't explode. Nice. Whoa. Wow. So I opened that up and just like a waft of coffee hit me. That's nice. That's good. This is boding well. Yeah, so you get, there's a strong stout smell, but there's definitely a light coffee, almost like a tiramisu type thing going on, which would be the coffee and the vanilla. Right, let's have a little sip. Well, wow, that is extremely easy to drink. Wow, that's delicious. That's really nice. It's still a stout, but it's very sweet for a stout. Very smooth, very easy to drink. When they say you should put it in a martini glass, 100% understand that now. That's a banger. That's really, really good. You can definitely get the sort of like lactose and milk aspect of it. That comes through quite a lot. The coffee could be stronger. I think the coffee could definitely be stronger. And the vanilla's really difficult because it can, I know everyone's like, oh, vanilla is such a bland flavour, but it really isn't if you use the correct amounts and the correct sort of vanilla. I say it's definitely got like a vanilla-y aftertaste as you like breathe out after having it, or breathe in as well. You sort of get like that waft of it on your tongue. Definitely an espresso martini. The stout is kind of, I'd say the more dominant flavour. But it's definitely still there. It's still very good. And I would 100% pick this up again. I'm going to finish that later. That's very, very tasty. So good job there, Turning Point Brew Co. Also, I love the logo. It's like a yellow rounded square with a very simple UFO on it. Sick, absolutely sick. I don't know a lot about Turning Point, so let's see on their website what else they're selling. Wow, okay. I feel like maybe I picked up one of the more boring ones. They've got your typical. They do quite a fair amount of pale ales. They've got. Oh god, that sounds good. They've got a Sicilian lemon pale, amazing. They've got an oatmeal stout, very cool. Just a basic pale ale, an American pale. And then two here that are really, really catching my attention. A 10% chocolate custard stout, and then a 5% vanilla custard pale. Oh, vanilla custard pale, that sounds wacky. Wow. Okay. That's really cool. A custard beer. God, I love custard. But anyway, yes, Gravediggers Biscuits. Very good. That's getting an 8. That's getting an 8 from me. And I'm not a huge stout fan, but that is exceptionally good. It's easy to drink, it's sweet. You're getting the espresso martini sort of flavours coming through. It's not a dominant flavour, but it's definitely there, and it is delicious. So that brings us to the end of our Spider-Man Noir celebratory episode. Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Man Noir Eyes Without a Face, exceptionally good. Art is the highlight for me on that one. Gravediggers Biscuits, Espresso Martini Stout by Turning Point Brew Co. Exceptionally good. Exceptionally good. A really standout stout, to be honest. If you see it in your local shop, give it a go, pick it up. If you like coffee, if you like stout, you'll probably like this. As always, if you've enjoyed this, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, all that bollocks. We are a fairly new podcast. I say we, but actually it's just me. There's no one else, there's no backing, there's no money, there's no special studios behind this. So any engagement, any sharing, any following is hugely appreciated. As always, I have been your host, Harry, and this has been another episode of Craft Beer Comics. We'll catch you next time.